Welcome along to another installment of On This Day, where we offer true stories that we hope you find interesting, informative, fun, and sometimes just simply shocking. Today's event is the first time we have featured the life and crimes of a serial killer. And his name? John Wayne Gacy. And watch until the end, as there are a few unsettling facts for you true crime lovers. Now let's get into it. In the quiet suburban streets of Chicago, a sinister shadow lurked beneath the facade of a respected community member. John Wayne Gacy Jr., a seemingly ordinary man whose life appeared unremarkable, had a very disturbed psyche brewing just beneath the surface. It harbored dark secrets that would shock the world and forever stain his name in infamy. As with most serial killers and psychopaths, Gacy's childhood and early years were not without trauma.
John Wayne Gacy Jr.
Childhood was marked by turbulent family dynamics and early signs of psychological disturbance. Born on March 17, 1942 in Chicago, Illinois, Gacy was the second child of John Stanley Gacy and Marion Elaine Robinson. His father was an abusive alcoholic who often subjected Gacy to physical and emotional violence, creating a hostile environment within the family home. These traumatic experiences left an indelible mark on Gacy's psyche, shaping his worldview and contributing to his eventual descent into darkness. As Gacy entered early adulthood, he struggled to find his place in the world amidst the turbulent backdrop of his dysfunctional family life. Despite his aspirations of success, Gacy's troubled relationship with his father and a sense of alienation from his peers compounded his inner turmoil. In 1962, Gacy's life took a tumultuous turn when he was convicted of sexually assaulting a teenage boy and subsequently served 18 months in prison. This experience further exacerbated his feelings of anger and resentment, fueling a deep-seated need for control and dominance over others. Throughout his early adulthood, Gacy grappled with his sexuality in an era where homosexuality was stigmatized and often met with hostility. His conflicted feelings towards his own desires and societal expectations contributed to a sense of shame and self-loathing, driving him further into the depths of his inner darkness. These internal struggles, coupled with his traumatic upbringing and brushes with the law, laid the groundwork for the emergence of his depraved alter ego and the heinous acts that would ultimately define his legacy.
John Wayne Gacy Jr.
Modus operandi involved a sinister blend of charm, manipulation, and deception to ensnare his victims. Operating under the guise of a trustworthy figure, Gacy would often lure young men to his home or workplace with promises of employment, money, or simply a place to stay. Once in his grasp, Gacy would subject his victims to unspeakable horrors, incapacitating them before subjecting them to brutal acts of sexual assault and torture. His victims, often vulnerable and unsuspecting, had little chance of escape from the clutches of their captor. After Gacy had satisfied his depraved desires, he callously disposed of his victims' bodies in a chilling display of callousness. Many of his victims were buried beneath the floorboards of his home or in the crawl space beneath his house, their remains concealed from the prying eyes of the outside world. Others were disposed of in nearby rivers, their bodies sinking into the murky depths, forever lost to the waters. Gacy's meticulous efforts to conceal his crimes allowed him to evade detection for years, leaving a trail of devastation and despair in its wake. Gacy's name became synonymous with evil, his twisted legacy immortalized in the annals of true crime history. His chilling moniker, the Killer Clown, served as a grim reminder of the duality of human nature and the depths of depravity that lurked within. The Killer Clown is one of the most chilling aspects of
John Wayne Gacy Jr.
crimes. He cast the illusion with his penchant for donning a clown outfit to entertain children at community events and parties. But while under the guise of Pogo the Clown, Gacy cultivated an outward persona of joviality and goodwill, masking the sinister intentions that lurked beneath the surface. The juxtaposition of his clown persona with the horrors he perpetrated added an eerie layer of deception to his already disturbing crimes, instilling fear and distrust in those who had once viewed him as a harmless entertainer. Gacy's use of the clown costume as a tool of manipulation and deception underscored the depths of his depravity and served as a haunting reminder of the duality of human nature. The image of the killer clown has since been adapted for countless horror movies and is now associated with the stuff of nightmares. The murders he committed are also not for the faint-hearted. John Wayne Gacy Jr. employed a variety of methods to carry out his heinous methods for dispatching his victims. While some were strangled to death using ligatures, others fell victim to asphyxiation through the use of a tourniquet or a cloth soaked in chloroform. Additionally, Gacy also resorted to more violent means, such as bludgeoning or stabbing his victims to death. His choice of method often depended on the circumstances surrounding each individual encounter and his desire to exert control and dominance over his victims. Regardless of the specific method employed, Gacy's crimes were marked by a chilling level of brutality and callousness, leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. On December 21, 1978, John Wayne Gacy Jr.'s reign of terror came to a dramatic end when authorities uncovered damning evidence of his crimes. A routine police investigation into the disappearance of 15-year-old Robert Peast led detectives to Gacy's doorstep. During a search of Gacy's house, officers unearthed horrifying evidence, including human remains buried beneath the floorboards of his home. The grisly discovery sent shockwaves through the community, igniting a media frenzy and triggering a nationwide manhunt for the elusive killer clown. Gacy's arrest sparked a high-profile trial that captivated the nation and laid bare the chilling details of his atrocities. On February 6, 1980, Gacy stood trial for the murders of 33 young men. Despite his attempts to plead insanity, Gacy was found guilty on all counts. And on this day, March 13, 1980, the once respected pillar of society was unmasked as one of the most prolific serial killers in American history. Gacy was subsequently sentenced to death. As Gacy faced sentencing, the full horror of his crimes reverberated through the courtroom, leaving a trail of devastation in its wake. The families of his victims found solace in justice served, but the scars of Gacy's reign of terror would forever haunt their lives. Gacy was executed by lethal injection on May 10, 1994. Today, the memory of John Wayne Gacy Jr. serves as a cautionary tale, a stark reminder of the darkness that can reside within seemingly ordinary individuals. His crimes continue to fascinate and horrify, serving as a grim testament to the fragility of innocence and the enduring legacy of evil in the human psyche. And for those of you who are still here and would like a few Gacy facts, here are 3. Firstly, some of Gacy's victims were initially misidentified or went unidentified for decades, adding to the complexity and difficulty of the investigation. Another uncomfortable snippet of interest is about Gacy's house, where he committed many of his murders, as it was extensively renovated after his arrest, with new owners unaware of the horrors that had taken place within its walls. And finally, Gacy's artwork, created during his time on death row, has become a subject of fascination and controversy, with some collectors paying thousands of dollars for pieces created by the notorious killer. And as a bonus, if you would like to read the full list of Gacy's murderous crimes, then I have added the list within the description below. As always, thank you for joining us on this day. We always appreciate a like or share to help the channel grow. And if you would like to see more stories that cover a wide range of topics such as pop culture, movies, sport, biographies, births, deaths, or even stories about serial killers, then please feel free to subscribe for more of the same as we upload new content every day. We're always interested to know what your favorite kind of topic is. So if you would like more shocking, funny, or biographic material, please let us know in the comments, and we'll even give you a mention in the video we make for your entertainment. Once again, thanks for watching what happened on this day, and we will see you in the next one. Until then, take care.